been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go.
What's up guys, Dan Frulani here and welcome back to a new video. If you're new to this channel, there's one thing you need to know. I make videos with and about the Canon 90D, the Canon M50, the Canon EOS R and the Canon R6. What am I gonna talk about today? In this video I would like to show you the difference between the Canon R6 and the Canon EOS R for what concerns 24 frames per second like in 1080, then in 4K, but also the slow motion in 120 frames per second and 60 frames per second. Well, according to the specs, the Canon R6 is one full step above the Canon EOS R. It looks like the R6 is its natural upgrade. This according to the specs. Let's see if it's true. So we start seeing the Canon EOS R in the Canon R6 in 1080, in 24 frames per second, like real-time speed, like now.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to.
Alright, let me know what you think about it and leave a comment down below and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And check the links in the description to see all my gear stuff and things, my gear. And check the link to Epidemic Sound if you want 1 month of awesome music and great sound effects for free. Now let's see the 4K. There is to say that when we shoot in 4K with the Canon EOS R, we get a huge crop. It's 1.72, I believe, something like that. While when we use the Canon R6, we get a tiny little bit crop. I think it's 1.2, something like that, even less. But let's watch it.
I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car, nothing can break.
So even though we might say there's no big difference in quality, that crop thing is indeed a big issue, and that's been one of the reasons why people wouldn't buy this camera, the Canon EOS R, because everyone wants to shoot in 4K nowadays. You can try to solve it a little bit with a speed booster, and check my video here. I made a video about a speed booster for the Canon EOS R, so that when you shoot with an EF lens, it improves the field of view and it also increases the maximum aperture of the lens. I'm saying just EF lenses because this adapter won't work with EFS lenses, and of course the speed booster is an adapter, so you can't use it on native lenses like RF. But again, if you have EF lenses like the Nifty 50 or this one, the 16 to 35 millimeters, you can use the speed booster and increase the field of view and the aperture. Again, check out my video about it where I use it on the Canon EOS R. Again, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. Now, slow motion, what about it? You know, I love slow motion, especially 120 frames per second. On the Canon EOS R, we have it, but in 720p. On the Canon R6, we do have it, and also, while on the Canon EOS R, when we shoot 120 frames per second, we lose the dual pixel autofocus. Like once we press the rec button, we can't focus on anything else, basically. Then if you film yourself, just forget it. But on the Canon R6, we do have the dual pixel autofocus. Anyway, let's see this slow motion 120 frames per second on the EOS R and on the Canon R6 now. Okay, because of the fact that on the Canon EOS R, when we shoot 120 frames per second, the quality is just 720. I've been shooting at 60 frames per second in 1080 and slow it down in post, like by 50%. So I was able to get some pretty good slow motion on the Canon EOS R in 1080 and without the focus. Well, on the Canon R6, I can do that. 60 frames per second with dual pixel autofocus, of course, in 4K. Alright, so which one is better, the Canon EOS R or the Canon R6? Again, leave a comment down below and let me know. For this video, for the samples, I've been using the Canon EF 16-35mm f2.8, and I used C-Log on the Canon EOS R and C-Log 3 on the Canon R6. Why didn't I use C-Log also for the Canon R6 and I used C-Log 3 instead? Well, my point is, on the Canon EOS R, we don't have C-Log 3. We just have C-Log. That's the best you can do with the Canon EOS R. Just C-Log. The Canon R6 does have C-Log 3. It came with a firmware update, but now it's part of the specs. Therefore, if C-Log 3 is better than C-Log, why would I use the regular C-Log on the Canon R6? As I said, it's just part of the specs now. It's not that I didn't want to be fair, but rather I wanted to show you in this video each camera at its best. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but my studio here, my setup is a little bit different, especially the field of view, because I'm using the 16-35mm now and I set the light in a different way and the microphone and everything, and I'm considering making a video about my studio setup coming soon. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button right now. Do it. And subscribe if you ain't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.